let's begin. First of all, let me introduce you our time scale. Here you can see the world map, including all countries that have ever been a part of British Empire or been invaded by the British people or just spoke English language. Down below we can see the time scale with major influences and major people and countries which affected English language. You see a little bird jumping in the corner. We will move along our history of English with this bird so you can follow and understand which time is the one we're talking about. The first thing we begin with is called the ancient period of English language. Let's imagine that British Isles were not the islands. They were a part of a big continent. And people who inhabited this continent, the Celts, were living everywhere. And some of them remained after the water was gone and British Isles became separated from the other part of Europe. What language did they speak? What songs did they sing? What did they live for us? Many things. How did the language sound? In fact, nobody exactly knows. Though there was one very interesting person, Professor John Tolkien, who used the remnants of the Celtic language to make a new language. It sounded a little bit like this. Ael bereth gil Daniel selivren penna miriel omenel aglarenath nacharet palan diriel ola galaretrim and norath. Sorry for my Elvish. Yes, this is Elvish, the language of high elves that inhabited the Middle Earth in Professor Tolkien's books. He studied ancient English, ancient British, ancient Celtic languages and made up this language from what we know is left from Celtic language. So, what words are left from these ancient and very wise people? You can see them on the screen. Those of you, the basket, dad and daddy. Did you ever wonder why there is a mother and a father, but there is mom and dad? Who is dad? Dad is ancient Celtic British word for father, because father came really after that with Saxon invasion. A bog, a bard, a clan. Those are Scottish, but Scots and Brits were part of one people and they shared the same language. So, clan, true and trousers. And it's fun that the word trousers comes from ancient Scottish language, so they invented the word but refused to wear the trousers. Let's go! Okay, the period we've been talking about is 1800, maybe 2000 years BC. What was left from the Celts besides a little knowledge of their language? Of course, the building of this, a Stonehenge. Yes, it was built practically at the same time when the pyramids were built in ancient Egypt. So, to build this structure, to form this culture, you must have a strong way of communication between the builders, the people who lived around you, and this form of communication is called language. The beginning of English is British Celtic language. Okay, next.